Hello, National Marketing Directors. This is Tanya Oxley, Senior Director, U.S. Business Development. And I'm here to go over some updates on our recently announced Come Join Us incentive, the changes to the Come Join Us incentive, and also to the HLP and 2000 plus promotions pertaining to the household rule. So let's get started. First of all, the Come Join Us incentive, as you'll all remember, was first introduced in Tampa at the Tampa Live Conference, October the 20th, 2018. It was, for those that could participate, it was either a new representative who could join the Juice Plus company with an application date beginning either October the 22nd or any application date through January the 31st, 2019, and achieve the Healthy Living Plan in the first 30 days from their application date. That was for a new representative. Current representatives were eligible for this incentive by adding new representatives or sponsoring, that is, new reps, with an application date beginning October the 22nd through January the 31st, 2019, and help them to earn an HLP promotion in their first 30-day period. Under the new representative, if they achieve this HLP in the first 30 days, they not only got their $100 HLP bonus as they normally would, but they also were added a free ticket to the next Juice Plus Live. For the current representatives, they had some multiple things that they could accomplish for a different reward. If they got at least a minimum of 2 HLPs, they sponsored 2 new HLPs with new reps. They earned a sponsor bonus of $100, and they also earned the opportunity to have a registration fee reimbursed to a regional or boot camp of their choice. If they increased that to 3 HLPs, they earned the above, plus a chance to win a Juice Plus Summer Tour package, which would include airfare, hotel, the ticket to go to the summer tour, and that was going to be drawings for 15 prize packages that would be awarded to winners. If they accomplished 4 HLPs, then they earned both the above, plus they also earned an opportunity or chance to win a Juice Plus Conference Live prize package, which also included airfare, hotel, the ticket to the conference, and there were going to be 20 prizes, packages awarded there. For each additional HLP, if they had 5 or more, they earned 2 additional entries into the drawing for each of these above prize packages. So it was a pretty exciting opportunity to have multiple ways to get some reward. And some of them, of course, are quite big. New representatives, of course, is just some details I want to add. New representatives must have joined at that time during the app date period, as I've mentioned, of October the 22nd, 18 through January the 31st of 2019 to be eligible. No restarts from app date would be approved for the Come Join Us eligibility. They had to use the app date only and could not restart to any other date. 30 days had to come from their original app date. This created a 3-month incentive for the new app dates. Now, there were a few additional days there in October, kind of start dates, about a 9-day period there. But with in this period of time, it actually created 3 months that was for the app dates. And then they had an additional month if they signed it late on the 3rd month. They had an additional month to complete the Come Join Us HLP. So it actually looked like this. It was not counting the few days in October. It was November, December, and January for the app dates, with February as a final completion date for the HLP. If they signed up late in January, they still had the 30-day period afterwards, which would go into February to complete that HLP so that they could be eligible for the prize. And we also said that we'd be drawing for these packages. At that point in time, we were saying we'd be drawing, and after everything was confirmed, and that would mean the drawing would happen the 1st of March. So this gives you the basis for the program that started, announced in Tampa at the Juice Plus Live conference. But on February the 4th of 2019, we extended the Juice Plus Come Join Us incentive. Here was the flyer for the extension date. Now, many may say, well, why did you decide to do that? Well, there were several reasons. First of all, we saw that the Come Join Us was an amazing success. We were getting so many more apps coming in because people were using their business stories, their mission story to bring people in so they could add them to this incentive. So therefore, there were a lot more apps. And from those apps, we were finding, obviously, a lot more HLP promotions. So a lot of activity was being generated around our Juice Plus mission or business, for our reps in the field. So we were very excited about that. But the other thing is that there were many of you out there that said, we just got the momentum started with this. It took us a little while to kind of get the speed up and get people interested and intrigued. And just about the time we got really going and full head of steam, the dates are coming to an end. And it really is a little even frustrating some, because we really just so excited about what we were seeing was being accomplished. And we agreed with that. We saw that, yes, that we are seeing the same thing, and you have good reason to be excited. And the other thing that was said was that 3 months was a little more challenging for some people that maybe were a little more inexperienced or newer to try to get 2 minimum Come Join Us HLPs finished in only a 3-month period. So they wish they'd had a little more time as well. So we listened, and so we extended it with no change to the requirements. The requirements stayed exactly the same. We extended it with no change to the rewards. The rewards were exactly the same as the initial introduction. Matter of fact, really the only thing we changed was we just extended and added 2 additional months with app dates. So we extended it to add February the 1st through March the 31st for the days that people could sign an app to get started on the Come Join Us. And that allowed us to take another additional month of April to finish up any late HLPs that might be needed to be done in the next 30 days in April if they signed up late in March. So this now increased our incentive from a 3-month program to a 5-month program of new app dates. And that, again, included an additional month to complete a late HLP if it was a late app date period that they signed up. So that gave us a total of actually 6 months that activity was happening around this incentive. So it went from 4 to 6 total months that activity was around this incentive. So that meant it went from November, December, January, with the addition of February and March for the app dates. And then it added the month of April as that final completion month to do any last or late HLP to complete Come Join Us if they signed up late in March. And of course, then the drawing for the packages had to be changed from March to May so that we could review and complete all the HLPs and confirm them. So let's review quickly the current Come Join Us incentive. And I say current because we are still in this 5-month period. It does not end until the end of March. That's March the 31st, which will be this coming Sunday. So that gives us a 5 full month period of time for app dates, as I mentioned. And then, of course, there's the additional month of April to have a completion to April 30th as the completion date to finish up any late March apps that were signed up to finish their HLP. So it's actually a total of 6 months there's activity around this program, as I've already mentioned. And of course, drawings taking place at the end of this period, which will be the first week of May. So this was fabulously successful. And so, because it was so fabulously successful, on Friday, March the 22nd, this past Friday, we announced we wanted to extend the incentive program. This created massive excitement, as you all know out there, but it also created some confusion, and we want to apologize. It was certainly not our intent to be confusing, but many thought that that meant that we were going to be changing and adding additional months from November forward to create a much longer period of time. And that really wasn't our intent. What we actually intended was to have a new start date, so we'd be able to wrap up our existing Come Join Us incentive, so as to be able to close everything out and be able to draw for those winners. Because remember, we have to create all those incentive rewards by setting up flights, by setting up rooms, and etc. So we really need that closed out so that we can finish what we need to do for the winners that will be drawn. So here are the details around the updated Come Join Us incentive. As mentioned, we need to wrap up the March date ending period so we can reward our winners from the drawing, so as to use the summer tour and the Juice Plus live conference packages. A need to make the arrangements for 35 winners is what we need to make sure we have time to do. So we are extending the opportunity to do the Come Join Us incentive again for another 5-month app date period. And here's how the dates for the updated version will work. One more time, let's take a look at where we are now. We're November, December, and January with the added months of February and March. With that 5-month period, it gave lots of different months that people could finish up a minimum of 2 Come Join Us HLPs. Matter of fact, with that period of time, in 5 months, it gave people more of an opportunity to have either 3 or 4 or more Come Join Us HLPs completed. When it was the shorter period of time of 3 months, it made it a little more difficult to get those multiples in. They just didn't have enough time. So you would have people that maybe do November for their first one and the second one in January, or November and the second one all the way in the end of March. We'd have December and February, January and February. I mean, there were all kinds of opportunities in these months to start one and complete one, and then start one again and complete one. And there were some that would even overlap. Many would overlap if they were adding a lot of new apps, over a consistent period of time. So November, December, January, and February always would have the comfort of knowing that there was a last month of March, that if they only had one, they still could get it done in the month of March. So March being the ending date, it was good for those people that were doing the incentive through February. But if you had someone new that just got started in March, some current representative, maybe they're new to our business, and matter of fact, they only came in a few months ago, so now they're just getting started and adding their own frontline people to do the Come Join Us. So they're just getting started in March, or maybe they didn't really realize or understand the incentive, and they only got engaged in it recently. Unfortunately, the ones in March did have a little more of a challenge, because either they had to do a lot of work to get multiple apps in to get it done, or more likely they didn't have enough time to finish a second one if they were trying to work in this last month period. So unfortunately, some of them really kind of got stuck with only one Come Join Us with no opportunity to have an additional month to finish a second. Now, they still were able to complete whatever Come Join Us they did in March, even if it's late. And remember, they still can do that now all the way through Sunday, continue to add those apps. But they can use then the month of April to complete the HLP for those late March apps. So it gives us, again, that total of 6 months. But now look at what we are calling our updated, or the new 5-month period of the Come Join Us incentive. They have new app dates. And those dates are March, April, May, June, and July. Okay, I can hear you out there. It says, Tanya, have you made a mistake? You're showing March twice. March is in both periods. How is that? You obviously either made a mistake, or can you explain why you would have March in both periods? All right, guys, so remember, we had a 5-month period that ended in March, and this was maybe the last month they were able to complete their second. But remember, a lot of those people didn't have enough time to get a second one because they just got started in March. And now if we end it, they're not going to be able to use the one that they had because it would be over. So instead we said, well, why don't we let them keep it if it's their very first one they ever made, keep it and get started in the next 5-month period with that one they can bring forward from March. So really, March is a transition month. It can be used in either, but not both, of the 5-month periods. So what I mean by that, March can be the end month for the first group, November 2018 through March of 2019. So they can use that as their last date to end, to complete maybe a second Come Join Us HLP. If they need to have the time, then that's the month that they have to get it all done, no later than the end of March. And then they still have April to complete it if they get signed, the app gets signed late in March, for them to be able to be awarded or get the reward of the $100 bonus and the boot camp reimbursement. And that's a reimbursement fee. I'm sorry, I probably should have added fee there, but I think that it's in enough information. You know what, that it is only the fee, not the entire boot camp. Or March can be used as the start month of the second updated Come Join Us program that's going to start March through July of this year. If it was in March they created their first ever Come Join Us HLP. In other words, they didn't get started till late and they didn't have an opportunity to finish the second one in the first group. So we're going to let them not lose that March first time they've ever created Come Join Us HLP and get started in the new 5-month period. So March is either an ending month or it's a beginning month, but both of them have a total of a 5-month period with a 6th additional month for completion of HLP for those late signups. So I'm going to give you an example. So let's say that a current representative, maybe it's someone new, they've not really had the opportunity to really work to Come Join Us, but they finally get somebody signed up new under them and sponsor a rep on March the 10th. That person gets busy and they complete their HLP for their Come Join Us April the 8th. Obviously, they completed it in a 30-day period. It got very close, but they finished it in their 30-day period. So they're telling us, this is my first Come Join Us HLP I have sponsored. I want to use it as my first in the new 5-month period, that's March through July, to sign up and complete my second Come Join Us HLP for the $100 reward. So they want to use that to get started on their second 5-month period. So here is the new flyer that we've created for this, this updated period of time, 5-month period of time. This new flyer, as you can see, has the start date of March the 1st through July the 31st. And we're calling it the Spring into Summer Come Join Us because, of course, currently we are in spring. Spring just turned, last week became the first day of spring. And this program will take us through the 5 dates for apps through our summer month, with August being the month that we'll be still continuing to work to finish up any of those late apps to finish their HLPs. So it'll take us through the summer months of activity to do our Spring into Summer Come Join Us incentive. You can find this new application on your VO under News. The requirements for this new, it's not exactly new because we're going to have the requirements are literally unchanged. Those are not new. It's the same requirements the way we introduced it all the way back in Tampa back in October last year. But there are some changes in that there will be new rewards in this new 5-month period of the Come Join Us incentive. So we're going to review that briefly. So now with this updated Come Join Us, the Spring into Summer incentive, who can participate? Well, still as always, a new representative who joins with a new application now dated from March 1st on any date all the way through July the 31st and achieve their healthy living plan in the first 30 days from the app date. They get that $100 plus the free ticket to the Juice Plus Live. The current representatives, it's the same for them. They're they add or sponsor a new representative under them with an application date beginning either March 1st or any date through July the 31st and help them to earn their HLP in their first 30 days from their app date. If they get at least 2 of these HLPs, they'll earn, like in the last 5-month program, they'll earn a $100 sponsor bonus and a registration fee reimbursement to a regional or boot camp of their choice. Here's a little additional information. As the program has been all along, you've got a start and end date for the apps. For the new representative, they must complete the HLP day from app date of March 31st through July the 31st to be eligible, which we've already discussed. That's on this flyer. Restarts are not eligible. That is unchanged. We've not allowed any restarts in the program from its inception. The new dates again will be March, April, May, June, and July. That'll be the app date months, with August as the HLP completion date. That's August the 31st. That will allow people, any rep, to finish up their HLP. If they signed up late in July, they still have that additional 30-day period to complete the HLP for the Come Join Us incentive. The March HLPs will count only once toward bonus. In other words, if you used it to finish up your two Come Join Us HLPs in that first 5-month period, you'll get your bonus from finishing it up in March. Or if you're using it for the starting in the second 5-month period, you complete a second Come Join Us HLP in this current, what will be coming up soon, the current or new Come Join Us HLP program, then you will get a bonus for that. You get a bonus from ending in March for the previous 5-month period, and then use that same person to start you out again in March. You can get only bonus on that March HLP one time, either as the end of the first 5-month period or use it as part of a two Come Join Us HLPs as the start period in the second 5-month period. So also in this updated Spring into Summer Come Join Us, you can earn $100 for every 2 Come Join Us HLPs you complete during this new period. So of course you get $100 if you did the 2 HLPs, but do 4, earn an additional $100 to equal a total of $200 in bonus money. Or do a total of 6 and earn an additional $100 over that for a total of $300 in Come Join Us bonus money. And that goes, etc. If you do 8, if you do 10, etc., etc., etc. But there'll only be one registration fee reimbursement to a regional or boot camp of your choice that will be awarded. So you don't get an additional opportunity at a boot camp reimbursement, but you do get the additional opportunity for every 2 HLPs in the Come Join Us for that additional $100 for each added 2 that you do. And the free live conference tickets can be used for either Austin Live in October of 2019 or to the Phoenix Live conference in March 2020. So now I'm hoping that gave you a good clarity on our Come Join Us. Remember, we still are in the current program that will not even end until this Sunday. So get out there and continue to add those apps and continue to work on finishing up those Come Join Us HLPs, because remember, if it's your second one ending for the last 5-month period, it's going to help you get your bonus, or it's going to help you get started if you didn't have 2 the last time, and it's your new first one for March. It's going to help you get started for this spring into summer period of time. Now, what we're going to review now is the household rule changes for the HLP and the 2000 plus promotions. We thought that this was going to be the simpler change that we made, but I think that we didn't realize that it still is causing a little confusion. So hopefully I can create some clarity around this change as well. So our previous HLP, that means what we've been doing for the HLP and 2000 plus all along, those requirements that we've been doing all along until, of course, we made our announcement this past Friday that we'd be making this new household rule change. But the rules or requirements for the HLP before we made the announcement of the change was, as you know, an HLP requires 500 promo PVC points within a 30-day period. Now you can do restarts for your regular HLP and even the 2000 plus for that matter. You just can't do restarts for the Come Join Us. You have to use the app date there. But it can be within any 30-day period that you do the 500 promo PVC points. We always feel like the sooner you do it after app date is better anyway. The longer you put it off or have people put it off that you sponsor, they may get, you know, disinterested or not, may lose their enthusiasm. So you really want to get them engaged and involved while they're most excited. You must have a personal order for the HLP, and you must have 2 additional orders that come from 2 households outside your own household. And we affectionately called this the U plus 2 for a total of 3 households. You or your own household, plus you got orders from 2 other households outside of your own. So U plus 2 equals 3. Now on the 2000 plus Fast Track to DF promotion, the existing requirements that we have used since the inception of the 2000 plus was that it required a total of 2,000 promo PVC points within a 60-day period. That 60-day period could also be a restart period. You must also have your own personal order. Of course, if you did the HLP first as part of it, you would have already had your own personal order. You must have a minimum of 500 personal PVC points, but no more than a maximum of 600 personal PVC promo points. This is always promo PVC in both of these. If I don't write that in, it's always promo PVC. I believe all of you as national marketing directors know that, but I'm just doing a little clarifying there. You must have at least 1 new frontline rep that you sign up that also has created an order under that new rep number. You must have orders coming from a minimum of 7 additional households outside your own. So your frontline order can count toward the that 7 household number. But your new frontline cannot be from your own household. So in other words, your spouse, for example, you can't sign your spouse up as your new frontline rep, or anyone in your household as your new frontline rep. We affectionately called this the U plus 7 equals 8. Of course, when you initially did your HLP, you did U plus the 2, so you started out with 3, so you ended up having to do 4 more to get the 7, all of that totaling 8 households to create the 2000 plus. Now, what are the changes to the HLP and the 2000 plus requirements? This is what we're going to go over now. You'll notice that I didn't change anything on the page because there's only some slight variances. First, you'll note on the HLP DD promotion, it's still the 500 promo PVC points within the 30 days, and you must still have your own personal orders. But in this next line, whereas before we said you needed to have 2 additional orders from 2 additional households, we now have dropped that to change it from 1 additional order to, from 2 additional orders to only 1. That will come from not 2 households, but only 1 additional household outside your own. So instead of calling it U plus 2 equaling 3, it now would be U plus 1 equaling a total of 2 households, U and 1 additional household to create the HLP. Now, first of all, this is going to help you immensely, isn't it, to finish up HLPs for the Come Join Us? Boy, doing these things together, you're really going to get a huge, exciting bounce to your opportunities to add more Come Join Us HLPs, which means you can even get multiples much easier, which will even increase multiple payouts in bonus or rewards to you as the sponsor. So there's nothing but good that's going to come from not only making the promotion a little smoother and easier to progress through, but also to help you in the Come Join Us incentive. Now let's look at the 2000 plus fast track promotion. You'll notice I didn't change anything. Everything is the same. You still need 2,000 promo PVC reports within the 60 days. You must have your own personal order. You must have at least a minimum of 500 personal PVC points yourself, but no more than a maximum of 600 personal PVC promo PVC yourself. You must have at least one new frontline rep that has not changed. That also has to have an order. And you must have orders coming from a minimum of, here's the only change, instead of where it said 7 additional households in the past, that has now been reduced or changed to only 4 additional households outside your own. Your frontline order can count toward that instead of 7, 4 additional households. So as you can see, you're still going to need all the volume, but you don't have to go to multiple households. Once you get your volume in place, there'll be fewer households that you have to make sure you're gaining orders from outside your own. You still cannot count or use any frontline, like your spouse or anybody in your own household, as your new frontline person. But now that affectionate you plus 7 equals 8 for the 2,000 plus would change, because we've lowered it to 4, to you plus 4 households for a total of 5 households to complete the 2,000 plus. So we listened, you guys. I mean, first of all, we understand that there are shred orders, and maybe you're ordering a little additional complete in a month sometimes if you're doing some of the shred programs. We have also, of course, added our Omega product, and initially, not only were you adding Omega to your own personal orders, which was increasing volume, but you were also making sure that your existing customers knew about Omega, or you were introducing Omega as a product in a way that was opening up doors maybe to new customers, because Omega's products are such well-known product line to people just who are trying to get healthy. So as you can see, nothing changed except the households. That is all. All you have to do is just take the old, we will create a new flyer for you, but really the old flyer, all you do is you take it and you just mark out where it says 2 and change that to 1, and where it says 7, you just mark that out and you change that to 4. Other than that, nothing has changed. So the question is, when are these household changes effective? Well, they are effective right now. Actually, was in effect on Friday, March the 22nd, after Janet Black made the announcement. Promotions department started accepting promotion sheets with these changes on Friday afternoon, right after the announcement. So it immediately went into place, because there are people out there that had already completed their volume and already had at least their 5 households and were just still looking for the additional households, and they didn't need to, now that we made the change, they didn't need to continue to look. They were completed in their requirements. So just send in the promotion sheet, and we've already not only accepted but approved promotions with these household changes since starting on last Friday the 22nd. So if you have someone that meets these new household rule requirements with all the other requirements met that have not changed, they're unchanged from the previous requirements, only the household rule changed, send in the promotion sheet, get it in here to us, and we'll review that and get that person promoted based on the changes that we have done to the household rules in both the HLP and the 2,000 plus. So thank you so much, guys. I'm hoping I've added a little clarity. I hope that I've answered your questions. But of course, if you do have further questions, please don't hesitate to come to us, and we'll do all we can do to help in any way we can, to not only help clarify, but help support you in using these amazing incentives to drive excitement, momentum, and overall growth in your business to carry you into your future for a wonderful, solid Juice Plus business. Thank you again so much, and have a wonderful evening.